Hello and welcome to CIPD Bitesize. In this video, we're going to be looking at AC2.3 from the 5001 Organizational Performance and Culture in Practice Unit. Now, this particular question is a scenario-based question, therefore you are going to have to reference a scenario within your answer to be able to pass it, and here is the scenario. Now, it's part of two parts, so by all means, if you're not fully up to speed with the scenario, if you want to recap up with it, pause it, read it. I'm not going to read it to you because we have another page to go through. So this is part one, ready for pause. Here is part two, ready for pause. Brilliant. Now, let's look at the question. Explain how Chaffinch Group could have better managed the change from a small owner-managed care home to Calmere House being part of a large organisation. How could they have better managed this change? Now, you've probably already got ideas in your head. When you read through it, it's going, well, they could have done this, they could have done that, they could have done this. They have tried to do things, they've invested in more technology, they've done more bits and pieces, but how do you think they could have better managed that change? What things do you think they could have done? Okay. Now, you have some ideas in your head right now. Prove it. Prove that that is a better idea. That's the point of this question. So you've got some ideas. Prove your idea works through evidence, research, and statistics. So what can you find that backs up your thinking? What change theory? What evidence of changes that organizations go through? What can you find that backs up your theory? That's what you need to do. Now, let's break the question down. This is AC 2.3. You have 4,550 words in this assessment as a whole. So this is question 2.3, which is question 7. That means you have 380 words to answer this question. How could they have better managed the change from a small care home to a large organisation? What things could they have done? Now, action point for that would be change 1, change 2. I would do 2 changes for this, and I would have evidence for each one with reference and citation. So that's 200 words for how they could have better managed change 1, 200 words on how they could have better managed change 2. That's picking 2 specific things that I'm not happy with based on the case study and based on the evidence that I can find. So read the case study again. If you've not read it, go back, read the case study. What do you think they could have done better? Prove it through data and statistics and better manage that change. Read the case study again. What do you think they could have done better again? Prove it through evidence, data, and statistics. Here's an example of an answer plan. Question, AC 2.3, the verb is explain, scenario required, yes. Word count, 380. Action point 1, change 1. Action point 2, change 2, with proof. My references would be people that have done that and how it proves X, Y, and Z is better. How what they could have done improves, and go from there. So it could be anything based on the scenario that you're interested in, that connects to you, that you think actually is really important when it comes to patient care or when it comes to employee engagement. There are multiple things you can pick based on the scenario. So have a read, have a think. What do you want to connect it to? Here's an example of an answer plan filled out, which will give you a lot of time. And here's an example of some recommended reading. CIPD management, change management. Fact sheet. Mind tools, Cotter's 8-stage change model. So how could they better manage the change? Well, let's look at a change management model and let's put some evidence in there. Now, here's an example of some research, which is flexible and hybrid working practices from 2023. Now, I don't think you could do hybrid working when it comes to a care home, but maybe there are elements within this documentation that actually how they manage that change, how they approach that change, how they consult with staff, how they engage with people, and evidence that from that consultation to implementation that actually would help you with this particular question. You've just got to find the element you're wanting to change within the scenario and look at some of that research, because it will give you ideas on how it could have been done better and things that you could improve. Now, as always, to try and help you understand the question, we give you a bit of a fictitious scenario. We create a bit of a story to just give you a bit of a different angle on the question, give you something to try and sort of help you fully understand the different approach to the question. And for this, we're going to be moving the family from the country to the city. So imagine a family has lived in a peaceful, quiet countryside for years. They love space, fresh air, slow pace of life. However, due to changing circumstances, job opportunities, better schools, they decide to move to a bustling city. While the countryside was ideal at one point, the family recognises the benefit of the city living and decides to make the change. So, using the Cotter's approach, they create a sense of urgency, similar to a family realising the benefits of the city. The organisation must clearly communicate the reasons for the change. They build a powerful coalition. The family might want to invite their children into the decision-making process, just as the organisation should include their employees. They create a vision collectively. The family envisions a new life in the city with exciting opportunities. The organisation should develop a clear vision for the benefits of hybrid working, for example, emphasising improved productivity and company culture. They should communicate the vision. The family shares their excitement about the city with friends and family. Organisations must effectively communicate the vision to all employees, as well as in places like a care home, residents, so that everyone has a chance to address concerns and questions. They empower other people to act. The family might assign tasks, packing, finding a school, different family members. Organising should delegate responsibilities to provide resources for change. Create short-term wins. The family might celebrate small victories, finding a new home, enrolling kids in school. An organisation should recognise and reward early successes so that people are more engaged with the change. And they should consolidate the gains and produce more change. As the family settles into city life, they might explore new hobbies or activities. An organisation should aim to build on initial successes and introduce additional improvements. So when you think about the scenario, and you think about Calmere House and you think about Chaffinch Group, what have they done well at the start? How could they have built on that? How could they have done other things? What could they have then done further to improve things on the next stage and the next stage and the next stage? That's what they want you to think about when answering this particular question. Absolutely best of luck, and we will catch you on the next one. Take care.